Today is the day that we start the Back to Track Marble Tournament for 2020. Today we will have Oil and Everett Greenswell kick us off right here, but I want to post this introduction video right here to kind of show you the rules and how this tournament works if you are new to this tournament. Now, in the Back to Track tournament, during the summer, you do remember the previous few seasons of Back to Track. But now it's time to start this tournament back. But anyway, let's take a look at the rules for each game. I'm going to make this a little quick. Now, you might get a little bit confused about these rules at first, but when you watch a bunch of the Back to Track games, then you'll start to understand it a little bit more. So we start every Back to Track game by rolling a cube dice, 1 through 6. And that determines what the order of each game will be. We're going to have Maze Race, Timed Race, and Balance Jump all in one in these games. So you have seen Maze Race, Timed Race, and Balance Jump games throughout the whole year. But Back to Track is basically all 3 in 1, and the dice will determine what the order will be. If it's 1, it's Maze Race, Timed Race, then Balance Jump. If it's a 2, it's Timed Race, Balance Jump, and then Maze Race. If it's a 3, then it's Balance Jump, Maze Race, and then Timed Race. If it's a 4, then it's Balance Jump, Timed Race, and then Maze Race. If it's a 5, then it's Timed Race, Maze Race, and then Balance Jump. And if it's a 6, then it's Maze Race, Balance Jump, and then Timed Race. And we have a little bit of a scoring method right here for each of Maze Race, Timed Race, and Balance Jump. So we're just going to do it in the order of Maze Race, Timed Race, Balance Jump right here. So in the Maze Race, just like a normal Maze Race game, the maximum number of points that we'll play is 5, and the minimum is 3. The score will either end out as 3-0, 3-1, or 3-2. Only the winning marble will get points from the Maze Race. If that marble wins 3-0, it gets 6 points from that. If he wins 3-1, then it's 4 points, and if it's 3-2, then it's 2 points. And the losing marble in the Maze Race does not gain any points from that. Timed Race scoring method. And we're just going to keep the same as last year for all of this. But in the timed race, we will have 2 attempts. Both marbles will have the advantage on both attempts, so both marbles will go first on one attempt, and the other will go second on the other attempt. So a marble will go up for their first try, and then the other marble marble 2 will go up for their second try, and then for their first try, and then for their second try, the marble number 2 will go first, and then marble number 1 will go second. So on both attempts, you will be rewarded points based on how many points you have won the attempts. So the way that works is whatever the difference is between the 2 marbles' scores, we will divide that difference by 2, and then that will be the amount of points that the winning marble on that attempt will get. So like an example, let's just say marble number 1 puts up a 34 on the first try, and then marble number 2 puts up a 31 on the first try. So that's a difference of 3. We divide that by 2, which is 1.5. But if it's an odd number, then we'll raise it up to 2. So that would be 2 points for the winning marble, which I believe I said marble number 2 had the 31, but you probably get what I'm saying. And then we'll do the second try. If it's marble number 1 winning that attempt by 5 points, then they'll get 3 points from that. And then the balance jump, we're only keeping up with the balance jump scores by just 10. So you're either going to be scoring a 0, a 10, a 20, a 30, a 40, or a 50. And the same thing as the timed race, where we're going to play 2 attempts, and then it goes as first try, marble number 1, first try, marble number 2 goes second, and then on the second try, marble number 2 will go first, and then marble number 1 will go second. And then whatever the difference is in a matter of tens, then that's how many points the marble will get. So let's just say marble number 1 gets a 40 on the first try, and then marble number 2 gets a 20 on the second try. So that's 2 off from each other, so that means that marble number 1 will be rewarded 2 points. So we don't divide by 2 in the balance jump like we did the timed race. Just keep that in mind. And then we do the same thing on the second try and see what the difference is going to be there. Whoever wins that attempt will get the amount of points by how much they have beaten their opponent on that attempt. So this is a lot to take in. It might be a little confusing at first, but when you start watching the games, then you'll start to get a better understanding about this. But also do have an overtime track where it's just going to be one simple race. If the final score in the game ends at a tie, if both marbles have the same number of points. So that's pretty simple right there. We're not going to have, obviously not going to have that overtime track played in every single game, only the ones that actually end up in a tie. But nonetheless, let's take a look at how the playoff system works out in the back to track. So every marble is playing in back to track, all 60 of them. At the end of the regulation, which will last for 6 rounds, the top 12 marbles will be in the back to track playoffs. And then we will have 4 other marbles who will also be in the playoffs. That means 16 out of the 60 marbles will be in the back to track playoffs. But the top 12 marbles at the end of the regulation will automatically be in. But there's going to be 16 other marbles from rankings 13 through 28 that will be competing for the Final Four spots. But how that's going to work is the 13 through 16 rankings will be in the 13 seed bracket, and the winner of that bracket will go to the back to track playoffs and will play as the 13 seed, will play against obviously the 4th seed, as you know how a regular bracket works with 16 competitors. But nonetheless, 17 through 20 will be competing in the 14 seed bracket, 21 through 24 will be competing in the 15 seed bracket, and then 25 through 28 rankings will compete in the 16 seed bracket. And then after that, 29 through 60, every marble will be sitting out. So hopefully that makes sense. But nonetheless, that's all I want to cover for today. So thank you all very much for watching this, and I will see y'all later. I will reveal to you all the 30 games for round number 1 in this year's back to track tournament. So make sure that you stay in tune for that. And also, we will have the first game between Oil versus Everett Greenswell tonight as well. So make sure that you stay in tune for that as well. But anyway, I will see y'all later.